Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Week 7 of Team Combat League here from Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino on this Memorial Day weekend. It is time for the second half of our doubleheader between the 1-4 LA Tengoose, led by their head coach Ricky Funes, and the 2-3 Las Vegas Hustle, led by their head coach Dewey Cooper. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the 1-4 LA Tengoose. Let's meet the starting lineup for the Las Vegas Hustle
on their run to the playoffs.
Yes, absolutely. We will start off with Lisette Lopez and Florencia Britos, Ray Flores, Bubba Jenkins, Amir Tyson here. Honored to be with all of you.
Yeah, I'm excited about this matchup because we do know LA throws a ton of punches. We've seen her last week or last time on the TCL, just giving all of every minute and every second of the 2 minutes that she had to give out there. But Flo from Team Las Vegas is no joke. Very good with her strategy, very good with her IQ, and very strong. So she is one of the most complete fighters in all of TCL.
Nights from tonight. Hope all of you enjoy your Memorial Day weekend coming up. Looking forward to, and you know what? We are going to have a hot summer with Team Combat League. Obviously, we're building to the Mega Brawl coming up middle of July, the semifinals. Who's going to make the playoffs? Good right hook upstairs by Florencia Britos.
And Flo is doing an amazing job of just counterpunching, seeing that what the atmosphere inside that ring is, and just playing her. But for the most part, I think Flo is doing a good job of bobbing and weaving, slipping and ripping, and hitting when she needs to hit.
Now for both teams, Iana Verdu squad, Alexander Flores, they're out with flu-like symptoms also. Alan Garcia stepped on a nail, required a tetanus shot. He's likely out for the year. Also,
even to his standings, put out the performance that he would have liked. So I'm looking at him this week to put on a better performance in his ring and in his time and forward.
Jerry Perez, they are both newest additions to that of LA Tengoose with Ricky Funes. Ricky Funes having to deal with 3 injuries. Point guard for Miami, it has to be the next man up, the next fighter up.
Especially when it's the playoff season. You know, we're in playoffs for everybody in combat sports, basketball, NBA, whatever you're talking, NHLA. It's that time of the year where it's summertime. Job of keeping the pace on. Perez, good right hand right there by Earl, and he's looking to dominate. He's got this mentality of a bully. He just comes forward. He's always in your face. He's the quintessential boxer, street fighter with good skill and good technique, and Earl is trying to do his best to just stay on the gas.
And if you are a
good right hand right there by Perez.
Undoubtedly, Jose Perez and his brother, the Davidson brothers, Marcel and Marcus for Atlanta. It was only Marcel this week, no Marcus.
Good right hand right there, and yeah, make opportunities in this new sport.
Final moments of the second round. Coming up, it'll be Jerry Perez, the brother of Jose Perez. A big right hand by James Earl to end it. A southpaw taking on Jerry Perez, conventional fighter. Jerry Perez having been in the ring against Frank Martin, a standout lightweight. Big left hook upstairs that landed for Jerry Perez. Don't forget, we'll join you next Friday night.
Have the physical stature and the speed and all these other attributes that some of the other guys have in TCL. But every time I see Alan Medina come out to box and fight and put on a show for for Las Vegas, he usually does a good job of representing not only his family.
They are injury-riddled, and they are trying to piece things together and try to remain in this playoff hunt.
Yeah, Medina's got to do a better job of just beating them to the punch. They seem to be evenly matched inside this phone booth, and it just seems like Perron, always unassuming, always coming to fight for Las Vegas. It seems to be a phone booth matchup right here that he needs to get a little bit more of the advantage on by just clearing a little bit of space or being more active with his volume.
High up and get in the trenches.
Absolutely. And they're trading good bodies, good hooks, good head. I mean, both of them look very similar to each other. Very mirror-like matchup right here. Couldn't tell you who won. Oh, good uppercut right there.
Beautiful blistering left moments ago by Alan Medina of Las Vegas.
He is in his regular career, not just the TCL, but being a champion-type fighter. It's good to see him have to, pull back on his
His team will win, unlike Darvin Ham when they didn't win anything in the Western Conference Final. Oh, I went there. Yeah, they got swept by the Nuggets. How about that?
That hurt a little bit.
29-28 your score. Las Vegas on top of LA. Hey, LA won a round, much like, LA didn't win a round with over Michael Jordan, greatest of all time. But anyways, let's get Alejandro Silva. Ray Vega, being from Chicago, I can say that. Anyways, Alejandro Silva has looked terrific as he just hammers Ray Vega with the left hook upstairs.
Absolutely, and Ray Vega being kind of new to the TCL is a little bit, it looks like overwhelmed. Obviously, Silva knows what he's doing in there, being as experienced as he is, but being as experienced with the TCL, I mean, he's walking him from pillar to post. This might be LA's momentum shift that they were looking for. Of course, Dewey is implying his fighter to do his best and punch with power, but I mean, we're going from pillar to post everywhere we can, from red corner to blue, and Silva is all over. Maybe a little bit pulled back, or you're a little bit gun shy because of the possibilities of being hurt or letting your team down. Last week they were in a tough fight. They were looking for, fighting against New York, and, they needed the point. So he could be a little bit gun shy, not wanting to, let his...
Ricky Funes and LA Tengoose.
Absolutely, and this might be the atmosphere for him. You don't got a lot of time. You don't have, setups and weaknesses that you can be drawn out of. It's 3 minutes of right now. And he might be one of those opponents that could care less in there, and some of those things change your life. Dewey constantly says things throughout the training day and throughout the week that literally change doors are just like that. Ooh, good overhand right there.
Well, there's a left hook by Sam Arnold, certainly catching the attention of LA's Angel Lozano.
When it comes to some of these fights, but him being as good as he's been for TCL, I want to say he's undefeated. He's probably looking to put the gas on the pedal here for Vegas.
All right, so we go ahead and take a look.
By LA because of what Silva did, but I had Vegas winning the first 3 or 4 fights, and now
injury for LA Tengoose. I mean, they remind me of the Chicago White Sox that just injury riddled.
It's the fight game.
Seriously.
It just happens to be the fight game, and with it being such a short notice and such a short round, I mean, you really got to do a good job as the commission.
Literally, he looks like an imposing figure. He used to be
combat for the league.
So Las Vegas on top 48-47, but LA, they need a big round here.
If Darryl could jump on that gas.
Good jab there by Pacheco, though.
Great jab, and as you're going to look for your offense.
Yeah, basic fundamentals. Keep your chin down and look at the eyebrows of your adversary. Right now, Giovanni Scuderi was going left and right, and he's using his technical brilliance to frustrate the 19-year-old from LA Tengoose and Federico Pacheco.
Good 1-1-2 there. That was a wonderful time combination at the end of the round. Good jab to the body there by Brown.
So LA's got some work to do.
Ooh,
good left to the body by Sean Bates.
Good 1-2 by Deontay Brown, right to the grill of Bates. Got even some of the Las Vegas people giving that oohs and ahs. Oh, good counter punching right there. Both of them kind of missed off a little bit, stepping in on the inside. So being that it's a southpaw versus the so you definitely want to have your footwork correct in all of sports, but definitely in boxing.
Coming up on a minute to go between Sean Bates and Deontay Brown. Deontay Brown, the southpaw for Las Vegas. LA looking to cut into this 2-point advantage that Las Vegas maintains.
Good boxing round by both of these guys. Very intelligent, very fast, very good strategy. You can see if you're privy to what's going on. Even in the short 3 minutes, you can see them trying to set things up.
The nose is bloodied of Sean Bates from those straight left hands. Compliments.
Particular, that got his attention. And that was a beautiful uppercut, kind of grazed the chin, but definitely landed clean.
We are nearing the final moments of this 7th round between Deontay Brown and Sean Bates. We have Whiteman who says, let's go, Sean. Sleeper says, Bates got this easy. Aisha Butler saying, put that speed on him, Tay. So certainly the fans are also
sick. Don't mean she ain't in presence with us.
She is certainly communicating. We miss you dearly, but now we are now with Vlad Pennin and Daquan Wyatt here in this 7th round. significant. And right now,
I heard Dewey Cooper talk to Quan Wyatt in training this week, and he said the reason why you're still here is because you just give me so much effort. There are times where you don't obviously come away with the win, but your effort is what we need, and your effort is what we appreciate. So Quan Wyatt's got to do a really good job of carrying what Dewey said into this fight from this week's of training and giving him good effort and really trying to put that foot on the pedal and try to get some gas out of this.
Good right hand over the top for Vlad Panin. Panin with the left hook that caught Daquan Wyatt's attention. Now Panin going forward, which I'm sure Ricky Funes is smiling with that.
Against Wyatt, but Wyatt again is doing his best due diligence to come out and be, and mess up the card, muck it up, make it look.
That's like what Ronald Ellis. He's certainly as tough as they come.
Absolutely, that dollar store. Ooh, good punch right there by Newman, and just who he is, and gritty and durable. Me being earlier in my career, I used to spar with Ronald Ellis out there in LA, and he gave me.
This one is scheduled for 18.
Good punch right there by Deanna Hobbs. The fight that Lopez had last week where it was 12 minutes, it was 2 minutes of just all-out boxing and punching. So I can see this being that same
standard across the board when it comes to women's professional boxing. Look at Lopez go.
Yeah, and visually, I would like to see Hobbs.
784. Kevin Newman won the round over Ronald Ellis, which is major, and I think it was that right hand that certainly caught the attention and swayed the judges.
Absolutely, like you said, it was probably one big punch to zero. Even though both the fighters looked good and walked away feeling confident, they
was at the door and say, okay, we're going to go ahead and be on the bench and not necessarily be the star in the heavyweight division, and they have responded.
Las Vegas to represent against LA, but like you said, Michael Hunter came in and did the job that we all knew him to do and know him to be.
Now into these money rounds, Bubba, LA needs to really start to string together some rounds and perform at a very high level. And
absolutely.
We're going to have some fun in the summer, and Skylar Lacey having some fun in the ring against Federico Pacheco. That'll end. But back we go with here season 1, Las Vegas and LA matching up. Las Vegas 2-3 on the year, 1-5 is, or 1-4.
Daquan Wyatt has not been given any easy task from the start to now. He doesn't get any easy task. Used to the TCL, but this year he's had a tough task with all those tough opponents in front of him.
Look, he's one of those guys that it's almost like a defender. You want to go ahead and they put you up against. Right now, Alejandro Silva had success in their first meeting. That was back in the 4th round, and here he goes in round 13, looking to swing things back in the favor of LA Tengoose.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like Daquan Wyatt has that type of grit, type of, I don't care if you're the best guy, I don't care what your name is or what your stats are, I come here to give my best. Patrick Beverly was his name. Absolutely. He gives me that Patrick Beverly, like, pest in your face type of atmosphere, but he's always going against the best of the other guys.
Big right hand over the top by Alejandro Silva. LA down by 4 points, 116-112. They need these rounds in a major way. And here comes Alejandro Silva.
Power on those last couple seconds.
Big right hand, down goes White. Is it a knockdown, yes or no?
I don't know. That's the last second, too.
We need the truck. Let's show it is a knockdown. So it is a knockdown. So says Mike Mazzulli. So that's a 2-point swing, which would cut into this Las Vegas deficit. LA was down by 4 points. Now they're down by 2 because of the 10-8 round. I agree with the knockdown because Mercanti went ahead. He stepped in, pretty much saying, okay, let me go ahead and take some time.
And Cooper, Team Black Cobra, and Vegas. I do agree with you about that knockdown. It was last minute, it was late, but it mattered. And this is where we're back in the same position that we were in last week, where Las Vegas is looking for Earl, the MVP, one of Dewey's favorites, one of Dewey's most aggressive fighters, to be in the position to get that momentum back from LA.
And you're back in this thing.
Yeah, and Bates looks aggressive, even though he's bleeding, he's got some blood on his chest, maybe Earl clocked him a little bit. Bates came out within the first 45 seconds looking to get that LA win.
Well, Bates was already, his nose was bleeding in the first round that he was participating in. You got to go back to round 7 when he went up against Deontay Brown. So I'm sure that they haven't been able to get the uphill climb of being down by 2 points.
Yeah, they are. Good aggression, a lot of noise out of Earl. you know, a lot of aggression, a lot of fight, a lot of grit. But, I mean, it's going back and forth. I can't say that he's not doing what he's supposed to do. Both of these fellas out here are fighting.
124-1.
Do a better job of being James Earl and knowing what your team expects of you, knowing what your team requires of you, and coming out and give them that. You're fighting for not only your reputation and your victory, your L's and your W's, but you're fighting for the respect of your team and their efforts to win this championship.
This has been a wickedly entertaining 14th round as Bates and Brown are going at it. Oh my goodness.
Great trades. I think Bates got the best of them in that last little bit. Even though fighter Jose Perez is kind of new, and Dante Brown has been really good for TCL and for Team Las Vegas in the Hustlers. So, you know, seeing what Earl did to Dante, what Earl did to Perez earlier, Team Hustlers to get going and get on that foot. And I believe Dante Brown is the perfect opponent for Perez to do exactly what Dewey Cooper is calling for him.
If you are Ricky Funes and LA Tengoose, though, you
still have Vlad Pananin, and then we're going to see where it lands after this, where the fight may be after this. But I believe the way that Dewey wants to go into this last couple rounds is with Dante Brown walking away with the victory and then winning the last, maybe 2 out of the last 3.
This Thursday, as the unofficial start of summer begins tomorrow, Las Vegas, they now are only ahead by a point, 133-132. So it is literally a 1-point matchup between these two. Wow. I'm sorry but not sorry. That's how it is.
It was legitimately a knockdown, and you know I'm biased, and I
literally gave up a point, and now if you're Angel Lozano, if you win this round, guess what? You know, you didn't cost your team any points.
Yeah, absolutely, and you got to go back to the drawing board when you lose, or when your team comes away with a loss, and you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, damn, how many rounds or how much did I give to my team? I want to make sure that Team Las Vegas and Newman is being more the aggressor in this last minute, because it's coming down to last wire, and it's going to get close here.
It's Ronald Ellis, and was able to land that right hand, and that was in the 9th round. So can he land it? He threw that big right hand, and he missed Lozano.
Yeah, so it's 30 seconds, and neither one of them has landed it. It's still in the air. So we have 25 seconds to figure out who's going to steal this round.
Well, guess what? You got company, and Atlanta, because they won the head-to-head matchup, they are now in possession of first place.
And I watched that. It was a beautiful matchup between Atlanta and New York. Both teams looked like they won it, but with New York sitting out this week and Atlanta performing, they should be able.
Ron, 152 or over 1. Very tough, Kevin Newman. So now it's a 1-point lead for that of Las Vegas. And Vlad Pananin coming forward on Ray Vega.
It's going to come down to Sam Arnold and Ronald Ellis.
It very well could.
And that is not the type of atmosphere that I believe Las Vegas Hustle should be in. You know, they're counting on last 2 matchups go.
We're now at the midway point of the 17th round. Up to this point thus far, Vlad Pananin has been controlling the action.
Absolutely. For most of Team Combat League's competitions.
Well, I mean, he has. I mean, he's a very solid performer.
Cerebral, very intelligent. You can tell he's got a high boxing IQ. He's not rushing it. Even though TCL puts you in an atmosphere to try to rush your punches or rush to get the guy out of there, I've always seen Vlad as very calculated.
If this holds true, it could be a case where we come down to the final round between Ronald.
Going down to it, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the last 2 rounds.
Nearing the end, or the final 30 seconds between Vlad Pananin and Ray Vega.
Literally the last couple punches of the round. You just want to do a better job of not giving up those points when it matters most. And like we were talking about Penn State wrestling and just wrestling in general, it's the edge of the mat. Sam Arnold, being a young guy, has kind of taking maybe not so much of the front seat, but maybe not the back seat to some of his friends. You know, being a friend of some of the guys on Atlanta and Dallas.
Big right uppercut.
Big uppercut by Sam Arnold. He's looking at him like wondering, is he still there or if he's hurt?
With another doubleheader of Team Combat League Week 8 set to commence next Friday night. But right now, The winner of this round will lead their team to a W and put them in the winner's circle.
It's got to look better for.
But he's not throwing.
Right.
So he's not doing, I mean, he's controlling the tempo, but he's not really doing much. And who's landed the bigger shots? Sam Arnold.
Yeah.
It all depends on if you favor the aggression of Ronald Ellis, but that right uppercut to me was the difference as this matchup comes to a close. Ladies and gentlemen, having completed the second half of our doubleheader between LA and Las Vegas, here is your final score for their Week 7 matchup. We have Las Vegas 171, LA 170. The Las Vegas Hustle are now 3-3 on the year. LA will fall to 1-5 on the season. Congrats to both teams, including the Las Vegas Hustle, led by their head coach, Dewey Cooper.